Hey Capricorn, it's your girl Javy. High Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2020. Cheers. Now, yes, I'm drinking wine. And because you guys may be a little bit more emotional than usual this season. When I was leaning into your energy, I spent so much time looking at the moon, which is Cancer across from you. So you guys may be spending a lot of time reflecting, looking back. How did it get this far? How did I get here? How did things get this deep? Doing just a lot of reflecting, a lot of looking in the past. And that's just something that's really important that you leaning into your emotionality. Don't shy away from the emotions that you feel. Don't shy away from the emotions that swell up within you. Also, don't necessarily drink about it, but we gonna get this work either way. Now, the full moon in Taurus, a fellow earth sign, happens on the 31st. And there could be something that comes up as far as like releasing what used to be yours, or releasing how things used to be, releasing an old status quo, releasing the old I have with how things are now, grounding in how things are now, solidifying how things are now, a new relationship with abundance, a new relationship to abundance, and possibly issues coming up with possessiveness. You experiencing possessiveness towards someone, from someone, just your experiences from the past with possessiveness possibly coming up. There's just things that you're really, like devotion versus obsession is a thing that's coming in. That's really a Scorpio thing. You guys may want to check the Scorpio reading. That's just some of you who are interested, are curious. There may be just some messages in there for you guys. But Mercury squares Saturn twice in Scorpio. So learning new ways to communicate and express yourself through tense situations is something that's coming up. Learning new responses to tension, new responses to opposition, and just learning important lessons from tense situations. And also that's something that came up too, is like Capricorn, you're really like understanding how much power you actually have. The ball is so much in your court. It's just about you figuring out how to dribble again. How to trust yourself to dribble, how to trust yourself to navigate through the game again. I don't know why a basketball analogy came up. I don't know, don't ask me. Either way, Venus squares on November 19th. Venus squares Saturn. And so there are possible issues with people with heavy Taurus or Libra placements. The moon will be conjunct Jupiter. So you'll have the moon, Jupiter, it's like you, the moon, Jupiter, Pluto behind you. So emotional pressure. There could be possible, some of you are getting ultimatums from people or giving ultimatums, tempted to give ultimatums, emotional issues coming up with people with heavy Cancer, Pisces, or Sagittarius placements. There's just, it's emotional this season for you guys. Of course, it's Scorpio season. It's gonna get deep. There's no option. And it's just time to deal with the emotional issues that are bubbling back up to the surface. That's something. That's something that's coming up with you guys, like repression. Things that have been repressed are coming up. The moon transiting into Aquarius over those next couple of days after that, after that Venus-Saturn opposition, the moon will be traveling into Aquarius, and it'll bring clarity and alleviate a lot of pressure. So there is that to look forward to. Pressure will be alleviated. Relief is on the way. So take a deep breath. If you got it, light it. If you got it, sip it. Whatever. Let's get into it. Deep breath. First card out is the Sun. I told you it gets better. Pressure alleviated. Warmth. Illumination coming. Happiness. Digging back into things that made you happy when you were younger. Things that give you childlike joy. Things are coming to light. That moon proximity, that moon Jupiter Pluto lineup on the in November is going to bring some clarity. Queen of Pentacles, yes. It's going to bring some clarity. There's illumination coming to you guys' issues with your self-worth. There's illumination coming to how you make your money, how you relate your identity to how you make money, the entanglement between your job and your purpose or your career and your identity. There also may be a Leo coming around, someone with heavy Leo placements that could help financially. Someone with heavy Leo placements that could help boost your self-esteem. Also possibly someone with heavy Earth placements that is helping you out monetarily. Is this going to come out? Okay. That's helping. Someone with heavy Earth placements coming in to help you monetarily. Also, with the Queen of Pentacles coming out, there is this softening, and that's that emotional side. I feel like you guys really coming to terms with how you really feel, coming to terms with, and then coming to terms with how you really feel, coming to terms with the reality of your situation, coming to terms with your understanding your level of where your self-esteem is at, where your self-worth is at. This is a new awareness coming to your routines, your hygiene, taking better care of yourself, eating better, diet, exercise. And then the Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. There is radical shifts of the mind, radical shifts of thought, radical shifts of the way that you speak. You guys are talking differently, believing differently, overcoming your obstacles. And really and that's what it's like. You don't understand how much power you have, and the power lies in your thought, in your words. Some of you guys need to just radically check someone, radically tell the truth, radically stand up for yourself. This is just fucking saying it, fucking doing it, and really cutting yourself off and elevating yourself from the queen to the king. And the Sun says it gets better. I know it gets better. Hey, there's this warmth that comes in. This illumination, this fire ignited, and it's ignited for yourself. Really prioritizing yourself, prioritizing your business. There's elevation of business. Some of you guys are having to do something completely different in the realm of how you make money. Stepping into a different role. Some of you take on more responsibility, more authority. You're finally being respected for your authority. 7 of Swords. Alright, well y'all know I ain't gonna let it end on that. So I'm gonna let another card come out. But it's like when you come up, you're able to look back at the past betrayals, the past fuck ups, the ways that you've done people dirty, the ways that people have done you dirty. You're really able to look at it and take a new approach. You're able to get a breakthrough from it versus like being so downtrodden by it. There is a newness, there is a breakthrough available to you. Taking what you can and getting out of the situation, grounding yourself, then shifting, grounding yourself and elevating, doing better, doing more for yourself, taking better care of yourself, and that providing breakthrough. Some of you are really getting out of a situation where you just feel betrayed, and there may be someone that comes in and like sees you doing better. Like once you get better, they come back in with the bullshit. Deep breath. Some of you, there could be someone with heavy Taurus placements, or come this full moon in Taurus, some of you just may feel, there may be just like some of you that experience like a betrayal on Halloween, or a betrayal or a breakthrough on Halloween. You're just coming at things from a different frame of mind. Come this like Halloween, it's really important that you are putting yourself first, that you are prioritizing your breakthrough. You're breaking free from the way it used to be, taking what you can and running, getting out of there, leaving behind the indecision, leaving behind the vacillation, going back and forth, being unsure, being done with that. Some of you have people that you need to cut off, or they need to cut, or they may be cutting you off, or there's just like someone you need to cease communication with. You may be helping out a friend with someone who they need to cease communication with. This is the messages that are coming up are specific. It could just be conflict, that presents itself later on in the season and in Scorpio season. And it's really important that you prepare yourself, that you be ready for the breakaway, the breaking free, the establishing of your new life, of your new self. And with the sun being the first card out, the way will be illuminated for you. Yeah. 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn. This is you showing up, being done with the vacillation. Whatever it is that you're clinging to, being done. And bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. This is stepping into your sovereignty, stepping into your individuality, doing it your way, on your own. Experiencing the luxury of independence, experiencing like you doing it how you want, not having to ask for anybody's input. But you guys are really breaking free from a place of vacillation, going back and forth. But it's really important that you lean into your emotional sector. You ask yourself the hard questions. You're getting to a place of taking the blindfold off and making a choice to no longer cling, making a choice to no longer operate from a place of lack, no longer operating from a place of scarcity, no longer operating out of fear that there won't be enough, or there's never, you're never going to feel this again. You'll never be this way. You'll never make this much money again. I can't do, like get out of that. That's what we're breaking away from. It's like 7 of Swords is running away from the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. This is what you're breaking free from. Breaking free, breaking away from willful blindness. Like no more just sitting in the situation knowing that it's fucked up, knowing it's not going to work, not doing anything. Knowing like, oh damn, I can feel this is not, something is off, and not doing anything. Being done with that. I feel something's off, but I'm just going to cling to it and be loyal to it because I'm scared that this is all that I have, or that this is all that there will be. No more of that. You are done with vacillation, done with willful blindness, done with not looking at the reality of the situation, done with using logic to shield, using logic as a shield, being done with hiding your emotions, being done with being so guarded and using money to lead. Some of you are using money to lead in your relationships, or people are used to you, like you're just giving and giving and giving. You're used to using money to lure, to not lure, like seduce people, or you're using that used to be something that people are used to, like your abundance, or and you're used to using that. It's always been like you always had that to fall back on, for some of you. And there's just a new relationship being formed with what you consider to be your actual foundation. There's like a whole, I feel like it's like a renovation of a house, like your emotional house, the house of your personality, who you are, is being renovated. Some of you, there may be renovations on your actual property, letting go of ideas, how you thought things were going to be, new discussions with the architect, new, like going back to the drawing board in regards to things. There is a release of rigidity and a deeper understanding of how to go through with the flow. It's time to go with the flow, and the flow is taking you inward. It's bringing you back to you. And the sun is going to light your path. Let's get into it. All right, Capricorn, let's get into it. Please clarify the sun for Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising for Scorpio season. Gratitude is the foundation that is being laid, the new foundation that is being laid. What you guys are getting away from is this old lack foundation, and gratitude is coming in, moving and operating with more confidence, more self-awareness. Things are on the up and up. The sun being the first card out is a great sign for Scorpio season. Things are on the up and up, and you will feel the swell of revitalization, more energy. You know what I mean? More joy, success, material happiness. Some of you Capricorns, there may be a new relationship with an earth sign that's coming up, or a new relationship with yourself. Just loving yourself more. Some of you may be even feeling more popular. Let's see, what's the source of this joy, this success? Please clarify the sun. It's just whatever confusion has been around. Also, some of you may be like, it's really important that you check into your physicality, that you get more in tune with like a workout regimen, that you start eating better, take better care of your heart. There may be also situations where a lot of ego has been involved, and there's light being shown on how much ego has been involved, light being shown on the ego that's in your heart. Some of you guys are getting more fit, taking your heart health more seriously, and that is definitely advised. Because you're coming into, getting closer and closer to your season, and the revitalization is coming. Things are getting better. Warmth, positivity. And that's what I'm saying. Clarity coming to confusing situations. Situations where you guys there's just so much you're passionate about, so much you want to do, so many options, so many romantic options, so many things that could possibly pursue, so many daydreams, being stuck in a mental fog, That's what I'm saying. You guys are getting really cerebral, really emotional too, where you may have been being in situations. There's light coming to situations where you've put yourself in the back burner. You've not honored yourself the way that you should have been honoring yourself. Some of you were just in a fantasy, world, thinking things would get better, really just delaying the acceptance of the reality of the situation. And there may be a lot of people that are around, just more opinions that are involved come Scorpio season. There are a lot of people out, a lot of different opposing views and different opinions. They don't necessarily have to be opposing, but there is something here about a difference in opinion and a difference in energy, how energy is being pursued, and light coming to ways that you can nurture yourself. How can you be more resourceful? What can you do you are already naturally pragmatic, but getting to a place of being really soft with yourself. Some of you, there's light coming. There are things that are being revealed to you that you may end up being a single parent. Just going ahead and getting in single parent mode. Some of you may already be single parents, and that's really revolutionized. Like, you haven't done it the same way. If you're facing a situation where you're like, damn, I may be a single parent, trust and believe, you will prosper. You will revolutionize the game. You are going to do better by yourself. This is like, I can do better all by my damn self, whether you have a kid or not. It's just like, some of you are really understanding, like, I can do better by myself, and there's revolutionary information that's coming in that shifts your self-worth and your awareness. Please clarify the Knight of Swords, because you're just getting into a more resourceful, nurturing place. Really, the Queen of Pentacles advises that you really lean into your self-care. Buy a spirit soak, getting really into self-care in a different way, by way of nurturing yourself, taking care of your diet, exercise. You're really on top of your finances, taking a time to really chill in nature and relax and take a break. Not being so hard on yourself also is a thing. It's also just, there could be just really frank conversations that come out. Being really direct. Some of you just may feel really outspoken. And it's important, and you may be outspoken to someone else. Some of you may have outspoken situations with a maternal figure, with your mother, with someone with heavy earth placements. Just make sure that what you say elevates you. Some of you have harsh things to say to people who have kept your self-esteem down. There may be people who are just really opposing you, saying back-ended comments. Back-ended comments, but they could be like, oh, this is me being logical. They're just they're being an asshole, but under the guise of logic. And it's depressing. Some of you are really making radical changes with sadness. How you process sadness, how you process grief, how you really facing your depression, taking new approaches to dealing with depression and anxiety, new approaches to your self-care and self-worth and self-love. Please clarify the King of Pentacles. So you can really let go of the past. Some of you are done with open relationships. Some of you are done with overindulgence. Some of you are recovering from a loss of a love. Maybe love that has been the last 2 to 3 years. Some of you just may be recovering from a harsh, last couple years. Several years have just been really harsh. And it's time to no more crying over spilt milk. There is still love within you. There is still a bridge available to get across these troubled waters. And you can do it by radically shifting your thoughts, your words, and how you express yourself. Really putting your coin first. How are you wanting to make money? How are you wanting to show up in the world? It's just like it's beyond time to get real. How do you want to do this? How do you want to break free from the past? How do you want to break free from this energy? Look, he's still running away from this, breaking away. Take what you can and leave. What can you commit to? What can you study? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, all of you need to be studying something, committing to something. Also, some of you are breaking away from traditions, breaking out of marriages, breaking out of long-lasting relationships, dealing with conflict. This is, a really depressive octave of conflict versus really approaching things from a high standard of morality. There is a new relationship to commitment, a new relationship to your sovereignty, your moral authority, breaking away from tradition, breaking away from the status quo, how it was, how it used to be. There's definitely someone with heavy earth placements, and even if you are like a Capricorn, with a Taurus moon or something like that, or in Virgo rising or whatever, it's just like there's a lot of facets of yourself that you are facing and learning how to master. Learning how to master. But this Seven of Swords is like, we breaking free of this. We're done with this. No more. Done with the vacillation. Please clarify the Seven of Swords. You already know. Whenever I say you're breaking free, you already know what you need to break free of. What is it? What's got you going back and forth? What are you refusing to see the truth of? What do you just need to let go of? What have you been clinging to for far too long? Please clarify the Seven of Swords for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio season 2020. Some of you may be breaking free from someone with heavy air placements. Breaking free from juggling, from doing it all. Understand that when you have this breakthrough, there will be a conscious choice of taking on more. This breakthrough comes by way of work, by way of multitasking. There's a lot of decision here. A lot of small decisions that have big results. In order to break free from your current situation, some of you may have to take on multiple jobs or just wear many hats. Some of you are breaking free from being juggled. Some of you are breaking free from the player lifestyle. I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player, I just crush a lot. That's like seeing the truth in that. What pieces of yourself do you want to cling to still? And how has that ever worked for you in the past? What are you clinging to that just doesn't work anymore? Please clarify the Four of Pentacles, because this is Sun in Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to release this Scorpio season? It's all going to manifest differently for each of you, but there's some deep release here. There is a thread of what needs to be released. Wow. Some of you are needing to release a fear of going for it, of doing it alone, a fear of a new beginning. There could be a fear of a new fear, letting go of possibly an Aries, letting go of an Aquarius or someone with heavy Aquarius or Aries placements, or breaking free from kind of someone who has like maybe fuckboy energy, possibly for some of you, someone who's in and out, someone who's very indecisive about you, someone that's passionate in life but just may not be passionate about you, being done with people who are not passionate about you. Being done, letting go of whatever root has you not feeling passion, because you are a passionate person. You do like taking, like you want the risk, you're ready for the risk. Letting go of the fear of being alone, the fear of doing it alone, the fear of starting from ground zero, the fear of starting over. Letting go of people who are in and out of your life, people who are really aggressive. Also letting go of maybe somebody who's like bullying you or making you feel less than or not making you feel as attractive as you are. Someone who is inconsistent. There could be like a younger fire sign around that is going their own way, and you're needing to really let go of them choosing a different path. Understanding that you're paving, when you pave your own way, people follow. Do you. Do your own thing. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, bam. There's stability available to you. You just got to take the risk, take the leap. The right people will be behind you, but if they're not the right people right now, you got to do it on your own. If they're not showing up holistically or showing up consistently, it's time that you go ahead and do whatever it is that cultivates your own feeling of stability and security and family. That you go in moderation, that you do it yourself. There could be someone with heavy Sagittarius placements that really helps you see how to do it your way, that helps you experience fulfillment by way of independence. Some of you are also, there may be people with Sagittarius placements in your family that are dealing with sobriety issues, just learning how to avoid excess, one step at a time, one bite at a time, not engaging in too much overindulgence. And that stability, that moderation leads to satisfaction, and you being in a place of really being able to set new ships out to sea, grounding new passions, creating routines around new passions that leads to fulfillment. A new relationship with happiness, a new relationship with thought, awareness, and understanding. Be careful of like pregnancy and fucking around like that, but some of you are also thinking about new businesses, getting into a different field of study, something else that you need to focus on. But it's a time to focus on something. Some of you are going to be really paying a lot of attention to your children, paying attention to fulfilling your soul contracts. Paying attention to binding. What has kept you bound? In a good way and a bad way. What has kept you, and what do you need to get off the fence about? These cards are an exact reflection of each other. Two people being bound, in the presence of the divine. But these people are bound to something unhealthy. There could be issues with addiction, STDs, promiscuity, like drugs, sex, rock and roll type thing, versus effective communication and honoring the divine between, the two people, letting this spirituality play a big role in your divine relationships and in your relationships in general. Cultivating, honoring the divine with other people versus being stuck and bound to this earthly realm when the pressure is on, the heat is on. Capricorn, you really coming into yourself, right? There is a power rising up within you, but it's just like you can't do things, doing the same shit will keep getting you the same result, and it's time to get off the fence and break free, speak your truth, and then bam. Reciprocity, love, happiness, togetherness, fun. For some of you, marriage, celebration. For some of you, you are experiencing freedom in a different way, love in a different way, self-love. And it's something to be fucking happy about. You got this. All good things coming. The sun, I already told you it's going to get better. I love you.